Hello friends, today we are going to learn about C++ new feature. So before talking about that feature, let's understand use of null in C and C++. So let's understand null in C language. In C, null is often defined as 0. So it represents a null pointer, which is a pointer that doesn't point to any valid memory location. For example, you can see here, we can initialize this char star name to null. So the usage is acceptable and common when working with C. So initializing any string or any character pointer to null or any other pointer is acceptable and common programming practice in C. Now let's understand null in C++ and how user can misuse of it. Consider the following example with two versions of foo function. So here you can see the first foo function takes char star and another one takes int. So let's understand this through the program. So I have already pasted the program here. Now we can run the program and see the output. Okay. So this foo is we are passing a null here, char star p name gets initialized to null. That is fine, and it is giving the output as foo char star. Now just comment this, and we will check another version of foo. Uncomment this and run the program again. So even this int p also accept the null because null is nothing but 0 in C. But what will happen if user has both the versions available in his file and it works as a function overloading? So let's run this program. Okay. So compiler doesn't understand which function I have to call, and the call is become ambiguous call. There is ambiguity. Let's understand how we can resolve this issue. So in C++, they have introduces a new null pointer type designed to replace C's null macro. So as we saw the issue with null. So when transitioning from C to C++, it's important to understand the difference between null and null PTR. When to use null and when to use null PTR. Let's see the example. So here in this example, instead of null, we can simply call pass null PTR, and let's see which version of foo function gets called here. Now here this function gets called because compiler can understand if it is a null PTR, that means this is for either string or char star. So that's how it can understand, and compiler can resolve that ambiguity. It never call this version of foo function. So using a null in C++, null is usually defined as 0, meaning it can lead to ambiguity when overloaded functions are present, just we saw in the foo. Using null PTR, C++ introduces a null PTR, which is a type-safe null pointer. Null is not a type-safe, but null PTR is type-safe. Using null PTR, the call foo null, this call will unambiguously call to this char star because compiler can understand which foo function of version I have to call. Now what is the key takeaway from this? In C, null is used as a null pointer. In C++, prefer null PTR over a null for better type safety and avoid ambiguity in function calls. So by understanding these differences, you can write more robust and maintainable code in both C and C++. Thank you.